ladies and gentlemen. Now, thanks to the content creator beta, in today's video, we're going to be having our very first look at 6-star Rank 2 Apocalypse. And I've done a fair bit of testing with this lad, man, and I'm such a big fan of this character. He's kind of like a mutant version of Warlock. He's got a lot of utility, a lot of stuff packed into the kit. The damage, at least in my opinion, if you build him on like a full mutant team, because he gets 15% more attack for every mutant on the team, is actually pretty nuts as well. However, this character's utility is just mad, and in today's video we're going to showcase all sorts of stuff. But in order to get his damage ramped up, you need one special 1 and then one special 2, and then you start to see some pretty ridiculous numbers. So let's start it off going for a 5 combo here, and then go straight for the special 1. So on every special attack, there's like additional red damage based off the debuffs that the opponent has that come off your special attacks. So once you gain all 4 of them, then it's a really, really good time. And also you can refresh these debuffs by using heavy attacks as well. And the heavy's got a pretty nice bleed on, which can be used for additional debuffs, so the Despair Mastery. And also in certain matches like Invisible Woman to get rid of the invisibility cooldown. Or sorry, trigger the invisibility cooldown, should I say. But it also becomes, with his mechanic to stun and to block as well, much easier to keep these debuffs up. But now we've got all of the debuffs active. If we like fire off the special 1, you can see like every single hit deals just over 6,000 damage there, so it takes off a massive chunk. And we can also attack into the block once every 12 seconds to stun the opponent. So I think go for another special 1, and the fight may be close to over. I think if we go for a special 2 to finish off the fight, because there's slightly more damage off that overall, plus it pushes him down quite nicely into Assassin's range. So yeah, that should be that should be done. But as you can see, Winter Soldier, he went down pretty quickly there. He does need either Cable or Kang in the team in order to start off with his 4 persistent charges. However, the Cable and Kang synergies, we have so many videos to do on the synergies. They are crazy. Like, Cable becomes an absolute monster, and Kang can get like 500% more attack. So yeah, it's pretty nutty, man. The Cable synergy, I know a lot of people on the CCP beta, especially with the Suicide Masteries, have been loving that one. Because Cable works really, really nicely with, what is it, the Suicide Masteries. But here, on this Captain Marvel matchup, again, one slight weakness he has to his damage output is that he needs to, ideally, be able to apply as many debuffs as possible. And in certain Cosmic matchups, you do have Poison Immunity. So he's missing out on a little bit of damage there. We can go straight in for the Degeneration and Concussion. So off the special 2, you get degeneration damage, but you also get the concussion as well. And this reduces ability accuracy by 35%. However, if you use the special 3, it doubles it to 70% ability accuracy reduction. So that's pretty nuts. And also off the special 1, you have a, I think it's, is it 25% weakness? It's a decent attack reduction, but again, off the special 3, you can also double the effectiveness of that as well. So, like, you get some crazy stuff once all your debuffs are up and you use a special 3. And again, in slightly longer matchups, that's the, definitely the rotation to go for. In a matchup like the first Winter Soldier one that we had, you just go for, you know, a couple of special 1s and a special 2 to finish off the fight. Then longer matchups, if you use the special 3, can double the effectiveness of all these debuffs and also make them infinite as well. So then you don't have to worry about... there's not really too much stress because they last 25 seconds when it comes to refreshing them. But then you just never need to worry about refreshing them, so it kind of becomes like Void. Again, this is more useful in matchups where you can poison as well, because then you have both of the damage over time effects dealing a fair chunk. You can see here the degeneration is dealing about 600 per tick. And you can also very easily chain like the first hit of the heavy attack into, what is it, any special as well. So his animations, he does feel like a bit slower to play than other characters, just because the heavy attack and special animations time-wise You know, they are a few more seconds than most other characters, but yeah, he does feel like very satisfying. It's like you have the utility to deal with like such a wide range of matchups. And again, the more you play this guy, the more appreciation you're going to get for all the stuff that he brings to the table. But Juggernaut here, what we're going to do is we are going to go for the special 3, because then we can get a 70% ability accuracy reduction after we've got the special 1 and special 2. And what that's going to do is pretty much make most of his unstoppable triggers fail. So in longer matchups, you can have a lot of fun with the ability accuracy reduction. Again, it does take a bit of time to get there. So it's not as immediate as somebody like Archangel, for example. Should have maybe gone for the special 2 first, just so there was a starting chance for those to fail. Let's go special 2 here. So we can do a couple more fights in Realm of Legends, and then I want to show off one of my favorite bits of his utility as well, which is he has a 100% chance for any shrug-off to fail. So when that comes to those like Masochism, he just completely ignores Masochism, and this is insane for Variant 1. It's really, really good, but also very fun for all sorts of paths in Act 6 as well, because the shrug-off nodes have been a little bit present in certain places. But yeah, here we can just beat in. Let's go for another heavy attack, and straight to special 3 here. So this is going to make all of the debuffs permanent, and also double their effectiveness as well. And again, this is 6-star rank to Apocalypse. We're not using any boosters. He does work kind of decently with the Suicide Masteries as well, so you can get some more damage output. But now after the special 3, we got 70% ability accuracy reduction for the rest of the fight. So the majority of Juggernaut's Unstoppable should fail. And here, if we go for the special 1 as well, because we got all the debuffs, like every single hit is dealing about 4,600 damage there. And there's a fair few hits. But I kind of, I do like the special 2, man. I'm not too sure 100% which is the best one to go for damage-wise. But the special 2 feels pretty amazing. And again, we can just stun and combo into block here. And that stun into block is so good for all sorts of matchups. So just creating like additional openings to beat into the opponent. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. 121 hits. Again, I think for like the scale of these fights and the power level of Apocalypse, actually doesn't make too much sense to go for the special 3. I think it's going to be quicker if we just nuke down with a couple of special 2s. But yeah, we'll try a slightly different approach in this Rhino matchup. We got the power gain from the, what is it, Cable and Mr. Sinister synergy. So yeah, this is just going to make cycling Apocalypse even easier here. But he does work really, really well on a full team of mutants. So ideally you want this guy up, probably Cable as well. Magneto as well, to take some of the matchups where the mutants might not be able to perform so well. But they've really thought about Magneto's buff and the structure of, you know, building an all-mutant team now. And it actually seems like really good and viable for questing. Not really too sure about Alliance Quest, Alliance War, but there might be smaller teams that do work quite nicely. Maybe like Apocalypse, Cable and Magneto, something like that. Right, let's go for the special 2 now. Just start hammering in that damage. Perfect. I think we're dealing a fair bit less this matchup. I don't know if it's like Rhino's resistances that are kind of taking it down. But one thing I love is that you can just stun into the block and then like fire off your heavy attack to refresh all those debuffs. Let's go for a special 1 here. Again, it's really fun outside of Realm of Legends because the health pools are quite beefy, but as soon as you fire off even a special 1 outside of Realm, man, the health pools just vanish. And I'll show you what I mean after the Rhino and Storm matchups in a bit of Variant 1. This guy's so ridiculous for a lot of fights in Variant 1. But also being an XL champion as well, he's pretty perfect for a lot of fights in Variant 2 as well. So that's another nice little thing about Apocalypse. But I think throughout in-game content, he's definitely got a decent array of uses. I'm not too sure exactly where he's going to appear on the tier list yet, because again, in order to get the most out of him, you do need like a full mutant team to get the full 60% attack bonus there. But even having like, what is it, 2 additional mutants is still going to give him like 30% if you want to bring like Magneto, and then somebody else of high value along. And also there's some very interesting stuff that you can do, especially with his Horseman ability, where you just transform any mutant into just this additional mega damage dealer. And with certain characters, like Wolverine's probably one of my favorite Horseman abilities, but Storm as well has some crazy stuff going on. The Archangel one's pretty good, but the Wolverine one is nuts. The Storm one, in all fairness, is actually super, super stupid for Storm. But yeah, I can't wait to upload all the Synergy videos as well, man. There's going to be a crazy amount of stuff coming. Alright, let's go. Fire off that special 2. But there's just like a lot of numbers. So while there's no like one big single number in Apocalypse's damage output rotation, there's just a lot of stuff that's constantly adding up. Maybe I should have gone for just special 1 spam there. The special 2, with all the damage combined, is taking off a really big chunk. But I do think Professor X does hit maybe a bit harder than Apocalypse. But Apocalypse definitely brings a lot more utility to the table, comparatively speaking. And he also has ways to get full immunity to bleed. Incinerate as well, can bypass evade. His evade counter maybe isn't like the best mechanic out there, because you still need to trigger something like, what is it, like 10 evades to fully bypass evade, but it's not too bad. So let's move over to, what is it, back issue. We want to go to Variant 1, Ultron's Assault, Chapter 1, and again he works really nicely here because you're forced to bring in either mutants or skill characters, so a full mutant team is a really good time here. But for the Masochism node, so he's got this passive ability, which means that anything that would shrug off has minus 100% ability accuracy. So unless a character has an ability accuracy booster, you can just parry and ignore, which is perfect. But for this Carnage, man, this Carnage is in big trouble here. Okay, I messed up my combo a little bit there. Let's go for special 1. And you can see how some of these special attacks like initially feel outside of Realm of Legends. This man is just, he's clapping fools. Okay, I hope he goes for block here, because then we can just go in, punish, straight into special 1, and then just get him down. That block break is honestly one of my favorite mechanics in the game. I really hope we see more characters with that stuff in the future. But I love the ability just to ignore, block, and stun the opponent. That's really, really nice. But yeah, that's the Masochism node again. So Masochism, huge annoyance for so many players. I think when it comes to, because it's going to be, what is it, about 3 and a bit, 4 months till this guy is in the 4-star and 5-star basic pool. But when he does, he's going to be such a good character for players to get as one of their first champions, because even without the damage boosters and stuff, he still brings a lot to the table utility wise. And again, this is kind of like max synergy potential Apocalypse. But yeah, again, he's not, at least in my opinion, like the best evade counter, but throughout the course of a quest, if evade does trigger 10 times, then he becomes, what is it, completely immune to getting evaded. So that can be, yeah, just very, very useful. Maybe in stuff like, I don't know if it's going to have any uses in stuff like the Labyrinth of Legends or the Abyss of Legends. I haven't, like, tested them out there yet. I think we'll wait until the, what is it? 6-star rank 3 videos to take him into some slightly bigger content. This Ultron Drone matchup, I think we want to go for the special 2 first. Because again, this drone can't be poisoned, so we do lose a bit of damage here, but we can still degenerate him. Apply the concussion as well. And even if you can't bleed the opponent, you can still refresh your debuffs on heavy attack. So there's a bit of a fun fact there, but let's go in for a short combo. Special 2. And then there's just plenty of overkill there. So you can see in these lower health scenarios, man, he just butchers everybody down so quickly. But we're going to jump into a little bit of Axe 6.4 after this, and I'll show you how he works on a couple of different paths. I'll show a biohazard path, and I think we'll go for a shrug-off path as well. Because there's a fair few of those knocking about. But I've definitely found, usually when I'm making like videos and looking at new characters, I look at Act 6 and I'm like, oh, especially like 6.4, I'm like, oh, I can't play this character on like any lane or any node. And Apocalypse, there are just so many like awkward lanes where I can play him on. So that kind of speaks to me as a Mutant Warlock. Because Warlock just has all sorts of crazy uses and ways you can play him in different scenarios. And he does have the similar bleed off the the heavy that Warlock does. I love the bleed off the heavy, man. Okay, there we go. And yeah, also, again, all of the debuffs that he applies, I'm just going to lock out very easily any healing on the opponent. So he does counter like big regeneration scenarios. But yeah, that's a bit of a taste for how he does perform as like a 6-star rank 2 maxed out 5-star in variant 1. But yeah, he's just clapping cheeks there. Variant 2, again, really good for a lot of the lanes because he's an XL champion. However, let's go for Act 6, Chapter 4. We're going to go for quest number 1 first. Because if we go right up the top, there's this slightly annoying combination, very annoying combination of biohazard. You can't bring robots into this one because they'll get shocked and wrecked. And also you do have this, what is it, super annoying node tunnel vision as well. So I wanted to use Professor X on this because he is a miss counter. However, he doesn't have a bleed counter. But you can play this node just using like, what is it? Medium heavy attacks in order to bypass the tunnel vision node, and the bulk of Apocalypse's damage output is on his special attacks. So yeah, the way that Apocalypse works with his bleed is he gains immunity to it over I think it's 8 seconds, and then he can't be bled for the rest of the quest. So yeah, it's not really like the perfect one there because we've got 2 bleeds triggered at the same time. So that was slightly unfortunate. So you are going to take like a little bit of damage on the first match, but then he's like fully immune to bleed for all the rest of the matches. So it's Thor again, very tanky man. He's got about almost 300,000 hit points. Should have gone in for a 3 combo there. I'm just a bit scared of the tunnel vision node. Just because it caught me off guard so many times when I was first trying to take this down, but that special 2 just destroyed him there, mate. Just need another special 1, and then we're good to go. Okay, let's go 3 combo, another special 1. You can see he's got some very interesting uses for some slightly more awkward paths when it comes to Act 6 100%. Let's move on to the next fight. Oh, we got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a bit of a pain, but we also do have the ability to, what is it? Eventually counter his evade. But I don't, I don't think we'll get enough charges for that in this matchup. But we'll see how it goes. If I use the heavy attack, is he going to punish me? Yeah, he can. But I think if we maybe lead with the special 2 on this one, going to reduce the chance of that happening. We actually technically don't need to go for the heavy attacks here. We could go for a bit of a short combo. Oh, it failed the evade with a 10% chance. Okay, that was a bit unexpected. Yeah, fair play. Let's go! Oh, dude, that special 2 is chunky. That was nice. Alright, let's go for it, mate. So yeah, you can see in this fight, we just completely ignored the biohazard node, because we had the full immunity generated after our mutation on the first fight there. So that also does work for any incinerate path as well. So as long as the node doesn't burn you up fully in 8 seconds, then you're good to go with Apocalypse. But yeah, I really do like this character. I'm such a big fan of like high utility characters that don't hit like absolute noodles. And I do think Apocalypse has some pretty decent damage for the amount of utility that he has packed into him. So yeah, dude, I'm dying to get this guy on the Cavaliers. Hopefully we can have some pretty decent luck. Okay, we dashed back twice there, so he triggered Falter. And he doesn't, unfortunately, have a miss counter. I think a special 2 should be enough to... Oh, no! Did 2 light attacks there. This node's so annoying, man. Okay, this should be enough. Let's get Rocket Raccoon down here. Come on. Yeah, easy, mate. Perfect. I really like that special 2 animation. It feels great. 35 hits there as well. That's certainly not too bad. But let's move on to a different path. So I want to show him on the shrug off path here. I also maybe want to test... let's see how far we can get down this path, actually. There's going to be like a matchup Groot where he's probably really bad for because of the reduced debuff duration. Actually, I don't know. Is that going to be... Yeah, I think Groot has like too much of a reduction on the debuff duration. But I don't think he's going to be viable there. Because he can get around Shrug Off fine because he just completely ignores it. And this node, just so you can see the combination here. So we got Tenacity. So they got 75% chance to remove debuffs. However, again, he just completely ignores the Tenacity node, Masochism nodes, anything that would remove debuffs. Completely bypasses. Let's go for a 5 combo here. Break the block. Cheeky heavy attack as well. Again, that also applies not only to his parry stuns, but his debuffs. And that's a huge thing, especially in a lot of skill matchups, because you got all these characters like Crossbones, Agent Venom, Mole Man as well. A bit newer there. This may have been a mistake to get Phoenix toward her special 2. Because she's just going to get power for days now. I think if we can push her to another one, it should be fine. Right, so I think she's going to go down and then trigger her revive. But is the animation long enough that we just would KO her at the end? I think if you were just going to KO with like the first hit, it would be enough to come back and probably get down on the last one there. But yeah, that was a cool matchup, man. Worked out very nicely there. 64 hits in total. And then we got Heimdall next. One matchup I'm a bit curious to try actually is Annihilus. Because Annihilus, I haven't tested Apocalypse versus Annihilus yet, so we got to get through this Groot matchup. So I don't know how the Groot matchup is going to be. But let's go for a cheeky bit of Heimdall here. Oh, mate, we're decimating this, man. I have a feeling the Groot matchup is going to be so annoying, though. It's going to be just far too difficult to try and refresh the debuffs. Oh, no. I've pushed Heimdall to a special 2, so I might be a bit kecked here. Yeah, I can't really do anything. What? Did I parry that at the perfect time and just take like no damage? Oh my god, at this game. I don't know how I did that. Oh no. Yeah, he dashed back there. I think I would have got him if he didn't dash back, but now we can just hit into the box, stun him, lob that heavy attack, and then run in, punish, special one, diving into Assassin's range, man. That's going to be so much damage. He's just dead. Yeah, easy game, easy life, boys. 58 hits, not too bad. Let's move on to Groot. Groot's going to be horrible. This match is not going to work out too well. Especially considering he's got like 320,000 hit points there. Let's test the duration of the special one. It actually doesn't feel like that bad. Okay, I definitely need to go like straight into one thing I haven't really done in certain matchups is you can just like spam the heavy in the corner. Especially with the stun as well. So that's something to master the character a bit more. It's like this. And again, if you can bleed the opponent, it's pretty nice. So yeah, that's definitely somewhere where I failed a bit today. Oh, Groot's, yeah, so annoying. I just got really like bad habits, man. Let's go. Okay, I need to dodge the special too. Well, we didn't dodge it. However, now the good thing is, off the special 3, we can make that degeneration infinite. But yeah, Groot's a bad matchup, man. He's not a good time for Apocalypse. Bring in your what is it? Dr. Voodoo for Dr. Doom, or Magic, or any top tier mystic, but yeah, he's definitely not the ultimate Groot Slayer there. I think definitely like the infinite debuffs off the special 3 definitely kind of open up this this void playstyle where you can get all of the debuffs and then just like dodge if you don't want to give the opponent power, or there's something else going on in the fight where you just don't want to attack into them. As a potential playstyle of just like get all the debuffs, be dealing like a lot of damage over time, and then just avoid the opponent. So yeah, it just kind of opens up like an additional way to potentially play him in the future. But I want to see this Annihilus matchup actually. I don't know how this one's gonna turn out. Can we just we don't ignore his thingy. However, we can smash into his block to create openers, which is quite nice. If I could stop getting ripped in the corner for 10 seconds. I think I might be able to come back this if I can play decently. Come on, big fella, let's go. Get the refresh. Oh, just about. So even if you can't parry stun again, you can still use those block stuns to get the refresh. Nice. Oh, that was so good. Let's go. Perfect, mate. Perfect. I hate Annihilus, man. He's such a pain to fight. Okay, I think if we smash in here, and if we just chain on special 1, Oh, sorted, mate, sorted. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll end our first look at Apocalypse here. Pretty good point. We've reached the half an hour mark on today's video. But in all honesty, man, I could just play this dude all day. He's just useful for so much like relevant and challenging content in Marvel Contest of Champions. So yeah, I kind of think of him as like a mutant version of Warlock, where the damage numbers, you know, aren't like the craziest in game. He's not going to be the highest DPS champion, but he's still got some solid damage output. He doesn't feel lacking to play, but he's got all this crazy utility which counters various nodes and scenarios. And the more you play him, the greater appreciation you get for like how useful this character is as an addition to your roster. So yeah, I really like Apocalypse, man. I think him and Professor X both are banging champions. I think they've done a really, really good job. But also, we've just talked about Apocalypse today, man. And ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting started, man. Some of the Horseman synergies are nuts, boys. They are crazy. The Kang and Cable ones, honestly, are mental. The Storm one is really, really crazy. I can't wait for the video on that one as well. The Psylocke one is not too bad. The Storm Pyramid X one, honestly, like, makes her a whole new character. It's just stupid, stupid OP. The Wolverine one is beyond nuts, because it gives him critical bleeds, but also like 30% crit rating, 40% crit damage rating, and all of the Horseman benefits on top as well. And yeah, the Archangel one is not too bad. It's a solid increase, but it's a little bit RNG as well. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting started when it comes to Apocalypse. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. First look at Apocalypse, and if you did, please do smash that like button. But aside from that, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.